Now let's start.
What's up, boys? So I've wanted to do this for a while. A lot of people have asked for it, and we're finally going to do it. Today, I'm going to show you all how I cook a steak. I know how to cook one meal, a steak. And today, you're going to learn how to do the same thing. Now,
All right, now, real quick. He said in this video that he only knew one thing, but that was a lie, yeah, because he made a pizza. After this video, he made it. So technically, he can cook more than one thing. And besides, I mean, if you know how to cook a steak, you know how to make eggs. I mean, honestly, a steak is like a little more challenging than an egg. Yeah, and if anyone is wondering, I guess he is a multimillionaire. I mean, I don't know because I haven't really read much into it, but he's been around Twitch for a long time. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I saw that he had a burger video. Yeah, so if he knows how to make steak, he also made a burger. We may review that one.
I would say that steak is the most important meal of the day. Usually, whenever I get up around 2 to 3 p.m., I start the day off. I eat 1 to 4 cookies, maybe some gummy lifesavers. Maybe go down to, I don't know, McDonald's to get some food. And then towards the end of the night, and this is about where we're at now, it's about, looks like a little past 1 a.m. And so this is prime steak time. And I'd like to show you guys how I actually do it.
All right, just so real quick, he has like a really messed up schedule. Like seriously, I mean, I've worked graveyard shift before cooking and everything, and I've done like, you know, night shifts and late shifts and everything, worked the whole day, but his schedule is like horrendous. I mean, what, normally you do a lot of streamers like game later in the day after they get off work and everything, or they want to see people gaming. Is this why that he does it at night? Because it has to be. It just has to be. Because I'll tell you right now that I am 9 hours ahead of the US where I am. And I mean, normally when I post is morning, like in the US. So if I had to do it, I'd have to do it like morning my time, which will probably work actually, thinking about it. Hey guys, welcome everyone. Streamers get more viewership in the evening. So in the evening US time, no? Well, it depends too where your audience is from, because my audience is very international. So, which is a good thing. It is. But I can sometimes see on the analytics like little zigzags because the time zones are a little different. All right. Oof, going to bed though at 6 in the morning. My gosh. And he's eating steak though. Think about this. He's going to be cooking at 1 in the morning. He's making like a cooking video at 1 a.m. I'd never make a video at 1 a.m. cooking. Golly, well, maybe not. I can't say never, but it's like improbable. It's not probable that I'll do it. It's just like normally I'm in bed by this time. I used to stay up late, but you know, it's like right now with all working and everything else, I can't. It's just, I can't do it. I'm a truck driver. Streamers need to stop complaining about sleep. Yeah, I know. Well, I'll tell you, I mean, even being a chef, normally you would work, it depends on where you're working, but you can easily work 12, 16, 18 hours a day. Yeah, so if you have like 5 straight shifts, 5 double shifts in a row, oh, you can forget about having a life. I mean, it doesn't happen. Can we ever have a live cooking stream? Yeah, we can have a live cooking stream. Definitely. I just have to set it up because right now my PC is handling everything easily. I'm at less than 1% with my CPU right now. I'm looking at it and it's running fine. It's running cool as well. If I touch my PC, it's not running that hot. My laptop, on the other hand, is not as powerful. So I have to kind of figure it out. Who cleans the house? What? You mean who cleans Asmon's house? Loops? Or who cleans, like, my house? I clean my house. I also have help, but Work a 16-hour porter and did a 16-hour shifts. They were good for. Yeah, I know. Yeah. No, 16 hours is pretty typical, especially when you're starting out. Very typical.
Now, I don't like to get the good steaks. Now, the reason for that is not because I don't like the good steaks, it's because I don't want to like the good steaks. The fact is that I've been using these steaks, I've been getting these steaks now for, I don't know, probably fucking 10 years, and my mom always made them for me. And these are these steaks right here. You guys can see I've got them in a bag. And this whole bag, it had 4 steaks in it, and it was, how much money was it? This thing's all fucked up. What does it say? Oh my god, what a piece of shit. Okay, I'm gonna have to open this, which is alright because, you know, we're gonna have to need to do that for the steaks.
All right. So is Asmon like this normally for everybody that watches him in his streams? Because the few streams that I've seen him, he doesn't act like this. He acts completely different in the kitchen. Because the last video had to be satire. This one, I think, was a little more honest. Yes, it's going to be radioactive. No, it's not about him, Titan, about him swearing. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about him, like, just, like, acting a little bit, you know? Instead of just being a little more straight. Because in his streams, he's a little more straight. And he's probably streaming right now. It'd be funny, no? If he was streaming right now and then we're reviewing him. That'd be pretty funny. So if anyone does see him start streaming, let him know. Huh? Future Canoe reference. Can we react to Future Canoe later? Yeah, we can react to Future Canoe later. Well, hey, if anyone's wondering, I just made a reaction to Future Canoe on YouTube, which a lot of people haven't seen. And I know because I have almost 400,000 subs, so I know that few haven't seen it. Yeah? People talking about like a mystic history. Sniper Jelly is funny. People talking about Asmongold like a mystical creature. All kind of crazy lore. Well, there's a lot with Chuck Norris too, isn't there? Like, if any of you haven't noticed, but every time you go on anything, any social media, when they talk about Chuck Norris now, it's like the things that are afraid of Chuck Norris or what Chuck Norris can do or what, well, basically, he's invincible. I mean, when you listen to some of the lore, it's like Chuck Norris can take on a tank. I mean, seriously. And I love Chuck Norris. I grew up watching him. He's he does look like a mystical creature, Asmongold. Yeah, he does a little bit. Well, him and I forget the name of the other streamer. Who is it? I think he goes by like Big Charles. I think is one of his nicknames, or Penguin, as I think is the other one on YouTube. But in any case, both of them have very long hair. Is this a streamer thing? Because I don't know. I've never had long hair. Never. Chuck Norris cannot take on a tank because a tank would run away. These are the type of comments, yeah. I feel like Asmongold would have worked as a garden hermit back in the 18th century. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Hard to say what he would have done in the 18th century. Hard to say. He could have been a hermit. He could have been a monk. Well, maybe not a monk, but he could have done something. He could have been a highway robber. Who knows?
So I'll show you guys how much my steaks are, and this is a meal I usually make for myself multiple times a week. $7. So it's $7 for 4 steaks here. And I get these, as I said, all the time. They're delicious. I have no complaints. I have no problems. I like to keep things simple. I like to keep things cheap. So next thing is you're going to...
All right, now, just so everyone understands, yeah, he probably makes more than the majority of us put together in a day. So when it's a little ironic that he wants things super, super cheap. It's not bad. I'm not saying that. It's just that normally if you're, if you have a little bit of a higher income, you are willing to spend a little more money for something. I mean, personally, I don't want to spend a lot of money on food. Okay, this is me. Because it also pisses me off, it really does, when I see, especially a restaurant, selling something which I can buy at the store for much cheaper and make at home. Yeah, like paying 40, 45 euros for a solo meal or for a beef tenderloin. I can make that at home for cheap. So this is where I'm coming from. But in any case, these steaks that he's getting are very cheap. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's, what is it? I beefsteak is what they call it here. So it's a cut, I believe, around the intricate area that's cut super thin. I think. I'm not an expert. I'm not a butcher, but I think so. Welcome everyone. Everybody that's new, welcome. Yeah, we just started the video. We're going about the video. Yeah. My goodness. Okay, chat's picking up a little bit. Round cut hip likely. Yeah, it's possible. It depends though, because it's like the cuts here in Europe, especially dependent on which country, are different from country to country. So if you go to the butchers in the US and you have, you know, your, like, let's say the T-bone steak, you have your New York strip, you have all these cuts. Over here, they don't know what that is. Not only that, but in Europe, especially in the continental part of Europe, in the West here, we use a lot of intricot. And intricot is sirloin. Well, it's around between the sirloin, the New York strip, and everything. So the intricot is a wonderful piece of meat, and it's a very common thing to see. Also, the other thing that's common to see is beefsteak, which is what I think he's doing. But in the US, I never saw beefsteak. Like, never. Piranha is Guga's fabulous super rare. Keep in mind, his favorite food is beef jerky. Oh, really? Is it beef jerky? Interesting. Very, very interesting. But just keep that in mind. So if you can go to the store and like find some cheap steaks, it's fantastic. It's just that when you go to the store and you see some cheap steaks, and that are like really, 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 really cheap in comparison to the other meat, you may need to question, you know, where it comes from. It depends on where you're buying, of course. I mean, if you're going to Albertsons or Safeway, you'll be fine. But I remember a few years ago, well, no, not a few years ago. I remember like 10 years ago? No, longer. 15 years ago. A couple sausages that my mom bought at Albertsons. This was years ago, yeah. And we had food poisoning from it. So whenever you get anything, even if it's from the grocery store, you still need to be a little careful. Yeah, and we did like fully cook the sausages and everything, but it was cross contamination. I mean, normally when you look at a butcher's, not all butchers are very clean. So this is just something that you need to keep in mind. If anybody on YouTube is saying that the audio is low, if I raise the audio anymore, I'm already spiking. It's going to sound horrible. It may be the connection with YouTube, just to let you know. Nothing worse than food poisoning, Timothy. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I've had it twice. I had it the last day, on the very last day of my trip in Morocco. I caught it. I think it was from eating eggs. And as a matter of fact, this was actually, that's for another story, but it was a group of us, more than 100 people that got sick, not just me. So when you have a mass like food poisoning, it's obviously the food. Say G Flav. That's right. I'm a school butcher and I refuse to work at a few places. Oh, really? Interesting. Chef reacts to streaming Jesus. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I do have to admit, the very first time I saw him, I kind of had the same thought to myself. Yeah, I did. But I didn't want to be mean, so I didn't say it. See, Andrew, of course, never had food poisoning. Is it really that bad? All right, so Andrew, all right, here's the thing with food poisoning. Let me put it this way. It depends on what type of bacteria, first of all. There's so many different types of Salmonella, E. coli, and then other viruses as well, not just bacteria, that can hurt you. So if we're talking about a normal like Salmonella type bug that you get, you will probably have the runs, stomach cramps, and you may vomit. Okay? It's not pleasant. Trust me. Now, normally it will pass, like it'll pass itself within a day or so. But if you have like a weakened immune system, and I'm not a doctor, so don't take my advice, but if you have a weakened immune system or you're sick often, you may need to get on antibiotics because the salmonella can actually get into your bloodstream. And if that happens, it can mess up your liver, it can mess up everything. So you don't want it. E. coli, that's another thing. I had to go through all the serve safe training and everything. So there's like 50, if not 100 different types of salmonella and E. coli, and you have to study for it. But in any case, it's been a lot of years since I did the test. E. coli is another bad bacteria. Again, vomiting, headaches. I mean, you'll feel like SHIT, okay? You'll feel horrible. And when you start losing a lot of weight, then you get dehydrated, you can't keep any food down, and at the end, if you have it really bad, you may have to be hospitalized. So, food poisoning for some may not be a big deal, but if you're noticing that every once in a while you have bad stomach cramps, you have the runs, you have all of this, and it's right after you eat something, chances are it's because of this. It doesn't always mean that though. It could also be a virus. Norovirus is one, and this is very, very, very common in the US. My dad, when he was working on Norwegian cruise lines, they used to have to shut down the ship constantly because of norovirus. And then there are other viruses as well that can cause, well, stomach problems. Yeah, Fata Morgana. Yeah, I know. Crohn's disease. I know people with Crohn's as well. But trust me, food poisoning is not fun. So anytime that you're eating any beef tartare or you're even eating sushi, you need to be very, very careful. Any undercooked meat, you need to be careful. And as Asmongold have said in another video, he doesn't eat anything that's undercooked, which, I mean, not everyone does. Me, I love sushi though. Absolutely love it.
Going to need you're going to need a pan. The thing is that I have about 20 pans in my house. 19 of them are dirty. Well, actually 20 of them are dirty. I'm about to have to clean number 19 or number 20 here. And I really just clean and use the same pan over and over. I don't think you're going to want to see this, but basically I had this problem with my sink. And basically the sink wouldn't drain. The sink was like black.
Okay, I think his sink was black because it was like, clogged. Maybe it's because he hasn't been cleaning the sink. All right, sorry guys. So, all right, I'm trying to read the comments. So, to answer a few questions, I think I need to put this on slow chat. All right, so I apologize. Let's see. Never, all right, Davo, I never ate tartar or sushi. I hate uncooked meats. Yeah, so, all right. So if you don't want to eat uncooked meat, it's not a big deal. It is though, like common. I mean, people now probably are more accustomed to eating sushi and raw food than they used to be. And if anyone's been to France, especially recently, you will not believe the amount of sushi restaurants. Like, seriously, everywhere. When I used to live in Lyon, in France, there were sushi restaurants everywhere. And get this, since sushi restaurants are so popular, you won't find a lot of other like Chinese or other restaurants here in Barcelona, for example. Okay. So when you come to Barcelona, there's not like a Chinatown. The Chinese have integrated pretty much with every district. The majority of them have either little bazaars, the type of like places, the stores that you buy everything from Alibaba, no? And then they also, depending on who wants to run a restaurant, will either buy local Spanish bars So it's a little strange going to a Spanish bar and then seeing that the Chinese own it, making Spanish food. It's not very like authentic Spanish, yeah? This is what I mean. I don't mean it's a bad thing. It's not. But the other thing is that here, since Japanese food is so like popular, a lot of the Chinese, the Indonesians, Malaysians, everyone else will open a Japanese restaurant. So when you go to a Japanese restaurant, it won't be Japanese. And I'm not used to this because when I used to live over in Hawaii, you had Japanese running the Japanese restaurants, and you had a lot of Japanese, yeah, a really good Japanese chefs running the restaurants. So they would make the sushi right in front of you. Oh, it was, oh, I want to go back. I miss it. I really miss having like a sushi chef make it right in front of you. It's the best thing. Hi, Joel. Hi, everyone. Welcome, everyone. If anybody has just joined, welcome. Even if you don't want to chat and say hi, that's okay. I hope you're enjoying, well, reading all the comments and everything and enjoying enjoying the stream. This isn't a reel. Hi, Randa. Hello. Randa, I wish I could. Whoops, that's going. If the sushi in a Japanese restaurant, woof, that's going really quick. I apologize, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do something with the chat maybe in a later stream. Can I make something with spam ham? Yes, I could make something with spam. I've never had spam, to be honest. Spam is not very popular here. Yeah. It's just they don't even know what it is. In Hawaii though, it's very popular. But you can make sandwiches out of spam. You can make even spam egg fried rice. Which, I mean, if you want, you can make spam. This, spam egg fried rice is fine. It's a survival food. It's a cheap food to eat. It's not nothing wrong with that. If you have to buy cheaper food, if you even have to buy like $1 ramen, that's how it is. I mean, I used to be in that boat growing up. I remember 2008, the financial crisis. Oof, that was a hard time growing up, like very hard. For a while there, I was eating soup and bread for dinner. So I know a lot of you guys are probably young, and the rest of you are probably remember going through that crisis. But it wasn't a fun crisis. My mom made spam salad. Salad. Interesting. Okay. Hmm. I haven't had spam salad. Funny thing, in Spain, they actually have a lot of meat salads here, especially in the north in the Pyrenees. When you go to the Pyrenees, when you get a salad, it's just like embutidos or just sausages and everything. Very strange. Tasty, but heavy.
like water, and that was a fucking problem for like 2 months. And so I got a liquid plumber and I fixed that, and so now it's not a problem, but it was. And but anyway, so let's go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and clean this. So you see right here, there's.
All right. If anyone didn't catch that, I know we're going in little bits here, but in any case, liquid plumber, if anyone's not familiar with that, it's a product in the US that clears your drains. It's chemicals, very strong chemicals. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It depends on what's clogging your drain. But if you have that problem, it's probably because there is food that you've been putting down the drain and it's caught. So in the US, we have the little like U joints that looks like a U, and this collects the water in the basin, right? So that way the smell doesn't come back up the pipe. The problem is that normally there's nothing to take out all the crap, no? And you end up with a clogged drain. If you have a garbage dispenser, which is also common in the US, not everywhere, but it is common, it disintegrates the food. It just grinds it up so the water can wash it down the drain. Over here, I don't mean everywhere, but in many, many, many houses, and I have lived in quite a few places over here by now, what they have, it depends. Each setup's a little different, but normally what they have, I forget what it's called, but it's not the same setup. So it's a little, hi Crimson. So it's a little basin, kind of like the U, but the little basin collects all the food, and all you have to do is unscrew the bottom cap, and all the food will drain out. It's disgusting, but it's kind of like a grease trap. So that way you don't have clogged pipes. And trust me, when you have a lot of clogged pipes in the US, it happens a lot. I remember growing up in every house we had clogged pipes. Is very frustrating. Yeah, very. I thought, let's see. Oh, a lot of you guys are still talking about Hawaii, no, and sushi. That's a hot topic, isn't it? Okay, let me make a little poll for you if I can. Let's see. How do I make a poll? I'm getting better at this. Stream together, raid, start prediction, manage poll. Okay, new poll. Okay. Would you sushi? Okay. Yes. No. Maybe. It was paid. Okay. We have a new poll. Okay. I'll let that go for a while. And let's see if I can do this on YouTube as well to give you guys something to debate about. Start a new poll. Oh, it's just yes or no. That's all I can do on YouTube. The options. No, I can add another option. Okay. Maybe can add another. Maybe if I was paid. Okay. All right. That's good. That's good. There we go. All right. So, get you guys talking. No, no, no. It's the all right. So everyone can see the poll. No, good. Okay. Oh, good. I can see it too on here on OBS. Muy bien. Muy bien. Good. Uh, hearing as a Niger is weird. Is weird hearing Azores being an actual place? Really? The Azores? Why is that? The Azores are Portugal. So if anyone's wondering, they're in the Atlantic. They're a group of islands that are off the Atlantic, and they're quite a few hours away, yeah? It's in the middle of nothing. But they're owned by the Portuguese. They're beautiful too, by the way. So I want to go to Portugal. Well, I am going to Portugal, but I want to go to the Azores as well. Haven't been. It reminds me with the photos, it kind of looks like Hawaii, if anyone's wondering.
These little flies, I don't know why they're here. It's just fucking bullshit. And so the first thing you do, like obviously I hate washing dishes. I only use paper plates and plastic utensils. I think that sometimes I have to use a real fork and knife for this. There is no silverware that is clean in the house. That was not that I don't really do that. And there's a lot of dirty silverware. And then every 2 months or so, I have this like kind of I'm trying to think like what to put it. It's like a midlife crisis, but it's like a mid-month crisis because it happens all the time. And
Does he have like a dishwasher or something? I mean, you think, no? You'd have a dishwasher? Don't know. I think he has a dishwasher. And if anyone's like wondering, if you can see that little bottle that's right next to the stovetop there, that little bottle is like stovetop cleaner. So, I don't know. If anyone is like watching the chat, I'm seeing the chat repeat itself like multiple times. Is anyone seeing that? I think there's a little bit of an issue with OBS because it's very strange seeing the chat repeat itself. Because on one chat, I don't see it. And then when I actually go to Twitch, I don't see the chat repeating itself. Yes, Guru. I think he's living in his own house. I think so. The chat's okay. Well, I think it is on YouTube. I think the chat's okay, but I don't know. Having a little like malfunction here. Try this again. Bizarre. Well, in any case, it doesn't matter.
Basically, what I do is I clean up like 3 things in the house, and maybe I don't drink soda for like 5 hours, and I think to myself like I'm going to turn my life around, and I feel such an overwhelming sense of pride and accomplishment. I figure that, you know what, I've earned myself a little bit of a break. I crack open another cold one and throw the garbage back on the floor, and so that's generally how things go. The handle of the pan, it's like falling off. You can screw it back in, and I tried to screw it back in with a kitchen knife, but I need a screwdriver, but it's been like a pain in the ass for like the past 6 months.
All right. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but this does happen sometimes with pots and pans. If you're getting into an issue with your pots and pans and like the handles starting to fall off and it has a screw, screw it on. I mean, better if you have a good set of pans and they're bolted on, this is the best. Some may not be bolted, they're welded, and be careful with the welded like handles because they will sometimes break off. Not immediately, but I have seen it at work. Like you're carrying a big pot and the handles are welded on, and then all of a sudden they give way. It happens. Very Crimson, very lazy millionaire. Yeah, I mean, you could say that. You could. But I mean, if not everyone likes to cook and clean and everything. I mean, me personally, I don't like to cook and clean all the time. I love to cook, but I don't like the aftermath of having to clean everything up. So when I cook, normally I'm a minimalist when it comes to making a mess. I clean as I go, I don't make a mess, and I try to keep everything nice and neat because I know that afterwards I don't want to end up having, well, a mess because I don't want a mess. One moment, guys. I have to, for everyone on Twitch, I have to check your chat manually because for some reason my OBS isn't taking the chat anymore. It's not working for some reason. Well, in any case, let's see some of the results from this sushi. Okay, so on Twitch, we don't have a lot of people right now, but it's 6%, well, 75% that say yes, they would have sushi. And on YouTube, what is it? Can I see how many votes? We're at 70% yes out of 130 votes. Okay, not bad, not bad. Well, it's good to hear that the majority of you would actually have sushi. I mean, I love sushi personally. Sashimi sushi, I love it. I don't love it from every place, mind you. I prefer going to a nice sushi restaurant, but it is tasty. No. Yeah, I agree. I don't think there's a lot of chat in Twitch right now. If anybody has a Twitch account and you're not on Twitch right now, if you could go over there, that'd be fantastic. Because I don't know what is happening with the chat though coming from Twitch. It's just repeating itself again and again. Strange, huh? It's probably the new update. I mean, I did just update OBS, so it's possible.
And it's just been fucking annoying. The screwdriver's out in the garage. And anyway, so number one, we have the pan. Now, also, we have to have, as with any good steak, what do you eat with the steak? Great question. You eat a potato. Now, I only, as I said, I only...
Sorry, guys. I'm having a little issue with the stream right now. I also have another issue with Google. One moment. I apologize, huh? It happens, and I think... Oh my goodness. Okay. Pues, that was nothing. Okay. Well, one moment. I have to redo the chats here because I'm having a few issues. If it's not one thing, it's another, no? That's usually how it is. For goodness sake. Well, I can't see now the chat from YouTube either. Are you kidding me? Honestly. Bloody hell, honestly. Come on. Oh, they make it a bloody nightmare, don't they? No, alright, well, I'm gonna have to check the chats manually because I can't see anything in OBS. So I apologize, guys. I did update my OBS yesterday. And now I'm having a few issues with it. So maybe the next stream it'll be okay, but for right now, I can't see anything, nothing. Like for any typing, nothing. Chat. So if you do type something, I'm watching the video, I have to go and I have to physically check to see what's going on with the chat on every single platform. I apologize for this because normally it shouldn't be like this. All right. Well, in any case, guys, ignore YouTube. Claude, ignore YouTube, interact with Twitch only. I can't just ignore YouTube. I can't ignore all my followers on YouTube. I have to try to pay attention to everybody. I'm too nice. I mean, I could just ignore YouTube, but everybody on YouTube has supported me for so many years that I kind of need to, be there to support them. But in any case, I will pay attention to you guys on Twitch as well. Hey guys. Hey everyone. All right, well, I see that we have a lot of new support, so followers and everyone. So thank you guys for following and supporting and subscribing. I appreciate it. I really do. We're having a few technical difficulties right now with chat. So es lo que hay, no? That happens. If anyone knows Spanish, you can let me know in the comments. Bloody chat. You seriously? Well, I think I'm going to be writing an email to support after this.
Make this meal. I do this all the time. You have one potato. Now, okay, give me a minute. This is really annoying. Now I've got to clean a fucking fork too. All the forks are dirty because I was eating steaks with them. I tried doing it with a plastic fork, and the plastic fork melted onto the pan. And so that was really kind of unfortunate. And so we don't use plastic forks to make steaks anymore.
All right. Did I hear that right? He put a plastic fork in the oven with the potato? Is that what I heard right? Or did he stick it in the microwave? Because he didn't explain this and I don't know. But I think he meant that he stuck it in the oven. All right, so if anyone's wondering, you do not put plastic in the oven, okay? If you want to store things in the oven, that's fine. If you don't, turn on the oven, it's fine. But if you turn on the oven, this is a big no-no. You do not put plastic in there. Man discovering science. You could say something like that. Rhonda, are the strainers for sinks, though? The little plates with several holes? The strainers? No. Well, they can be for the sink. They are. But normally you use a colander or strainers to strain any food or anything that you want. So, if you have an issue with well, first of all, let me start over. When using a colander or a strainer, it depends on what you're going to use it for. Normally, let's say you're straining pasta. You need to do this in the sink. If you want to keep the water, that's fine. put another pot under that so you don't pour all the pasta water out because you want to use it, maybe, if you're going to be making a nice pasta. That's fine. I would suggest doing it in the sink because it's cleaner. I would suggest cleaning the sink before you do it because a clean sink is also much easier to, well, clean things, no? I mean, you don't have like all these pots and pans in it that are making a mess. So this is what a nice clean sink is for. You can read the YouTube chat. Yeah, I can read the YouTube chat if I go physically to every single chat. So this is it's a bit of a pain in the you know what. It's going to be a little slower, but in any case, it's how it is, guys. I apologize for this. If it was operating like normal, I'd be very happy, but whoop, it isn't, and because it isn't, it's just how it is. But if anybody is enjoying the stream, I'm happy to hear it, yeah? I hope you are enjoying it, guys, because personally, it means a lot to me if you are. Even with the mistakes, it happens.
This is some fork my mom ordered. It was some overpriced thing at on eBay. I think this, this like whole set was like $100. So we're gonna get our money's worth out of it. So next thing you do is you want to put. Oh yeah, I forgot about the potato. So the potato. This is how I cook a potato. Is I take the fork and I stab the shit out of the potato. This is what my mom told me to do because she didn't want to have to fucking put it in the oven. And I stab the fuck out of the potato and I put the bitch in the microwave. I thought it was going to be bad too, but it wasn't. I put this bitch in for 8.5 minutes. So you need butter.
Okay, guys. All right. So I'm also on my phone trying to read the chat live, so I'm not going to be interrupted so much, so I can be a little more fluid with responding to all of you. But I am sorry about this. But in any case, all right. When you're cooking a potato, so why, if no one knows why he's stabbing the you know what out of the potato, normally, if you don't, the potato, especially in the microwave, may start to swell up a little bit. It's possible. You don't want it to explode on you, okay? The thing is, if you start stabbing it, it will help the heat to penetrate the potato a little easier. This is why you see a lot of people doing this, also with maybe some steaks. People do this sometimes. Same thing for the oven. It doesn't matter. The proper way, though, to cook the potato, I'm just saying the proper way, is in the oven on a bed of salt. This is like the really, really, really proper way. If you want to do it the quick way, you can pop it in the microwave for a few minutes just to get the cooking process started and then finish it in the oven. Because the thing is, normally, and as I'm sure most of you know, when cooking in the microwave, after a while, the food in the microwave is like, how do I put it? Like rubber. Yeah, it really is like rubber. If you've ever microwaved chicken, if you've ever microwaved any beef, I haven't microwaved, but anything else, is bad. Also, I've never cooked an egg in the microwave, but I do know that if you, thank you, Chris, for the donation. After dark, maybe we'll do an after dark, maybe. But if you put the egg in the microwave, it can explode. Okay, I've seen it. It's not pretty. So if you are going to be using an egg in the microwave, best not to do it. Because it's not one of those things that you want to be cleaning up. Trust me. It's disgusting. Egg in the microwave. No, not nice. New. No, so what I'm doing, I can only see one chat at a time on my phone. If you want to make yourself really, really sad, microwave some pork. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah, pork gets like rubbery very quick, even when you cook it normally. Pork is not something that you want to be like cooking for a long time, let alone in the microwave. It's not good. All right, so everyone on YouTube, almost 200 votes. More than 65% of you eat sushi, and 6% only if you were paid. It's not that bad. Yeah, sushi's not that bad. I mean, some of the sushi places over here are really good. So, let's see. Yash, if your volume is a little low on your phone, it may be your phone. It may be. I mean, if you have an older phone, it may be because of this. Because right now I'm spiking on my end. And YouTube is having a few like issues, I think. Lots of texture sensitive or health conscious people on YouTube avoiding sushi. Yeah, maybe. Maybe, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I love sushi personally. I can eat it all day. I do get tired of it though. I mean, it's like with anything, you get tired of it after a while.
You want to put butter on the pan. I don't even know why you do that. I just see other people doing it. I really have no idea. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
As he uses the fork to cut it. So you need fat in the pan to be able to cook. You need fat to be able to transfer the heat effectively from the pan to whatever you're cooking. This is why when you're sauteing anything or when you're searing anything, in a pan especially, you have to oil it or you have to put butter in it. You have to, because you need the contact with the surface. If not, what'll happen is, especially when you like sear a steak, is that if you put a flat piece of steak in the pan, it may not brown evenly. So you don't get that nice sear. The same thing with fish. So it's very important that you have enough oil in the pan, not too much, that it allows full contact with the bottom of the pan, or at least full contact with the heat transfer. Because otherwise, what'll happen when you like take any like vegetables or anything off that you've been searing or sauteing is that, especially searing, is that you'll notice that there will be spots that are not done. So you have to apply a little bit of pressure to get like a nice even sear. This is especially true with fish because when you put fish down, fish starts to contract, the muscles do. So for the first few seconds, it is a good idea to either use a spatula or your hand and just apply a little bit of pressure when you put the fish down on the pan just for the first few seconds, like first 10 seconds or so. And then after the meat has kind of retracted from contact, it'll start to cook it on its own. It's fine. And also, when anyone's cooking any fish, unlike steak, you need to cook the majority of the fish on the skin side. So skin side down. The skin is a little more resistant to heat. And because of this, it allows the fish to cook a lot gentler than just cooking it, directly on the heat with the meat side down. Yeah, I will react to Future Canoe next. I will. I will. Hey, guys, well, let me know which video you want me to do next. Yeah, because we reviewed a few of his videos. Yeah, Chris, I know what you mean. I need to cook more salmon too because I haven't cooked fish for at home for a while. I mean, I eat meat at home, but I mostly eat chicken just because you can make it with everything. But I need to get some more fish. Salmon is not cheap here. I think this is also another reason. So when you compare the prices, I mean, I think the last time, if I'm not mistaken, salmon was more than 12 euros per kilo, and chicken, if I'm not mistaken, was 6. So it's double the price, at least where I am.
Well, anyway, let's go ahead. I'll just put it over here, and I'll just put the butter. I mean, you guys can fucking believe that I put the butter on the pan, right? Like, I don't have to fucking bring you guys over here. You can believe that?
No, we don't believe it. You need to bring the camera over there, Osman. Yeah. We didn't see it. I didn't catch that.
All right, good. So anyway, you put the butter on the pan, and you turn the pan on, and so usually leave it on for like maybe a couple like 30 seconds, a minute or so, and then we're gonna go ahead and get back into the steak situation.
All right. If anyone's wondering, it is a good idea to wrap the butter. I mean, you can use the same wrapping. You don't need to like film it, but it is a good idea because otherwise it'll oxidize faster. Also, if anyone's wondering, let's see if I can go, well, if we can go back a little bit. All right, there we go. Why does, for somebody that doesn't cook, why does he have a KitchenAid mixer? Like, they're not cheap. That right there, that mixer here, over here in Europe, will cost me almost 700 euros. Yeah, about 620, 650. And the reason is because we also have to pay VAT, so 21% tax. But he has a KitchenAid right there. So, I mean, what's going on? He says he doesn't cook. I don't know. Maybe he does. If anyone has the answer to that, please share it because I don't know why, but that is not cheap. Not to mention, he has like a Le Creuset as well. So he has a Dutch oven right there, a casserole dish on the stovetop. That is also not cheap. So somebody cooks in the house. Maybe not him, but somebody. Claude, wasn't all that kitchen stuff inherited? Maybe. I don't know personally what's gone on with him. I think from what everyone said that his mother did pass away, and I'm sorry to hear that. My father passed away a few years ago. Losing a parent is not, it's not something easy. All right. So I do know that this is very hard, but it could be that he got this from his mother. It's possible. But that KitchenAid looks pretty new. I mean, it looks pretty good. It looks new. It doesn't look old. And KitchenAid has been around for a few years, but it does look a little on the new side. So, I don't know. It's one of those things that I didn't mention in my review. I was thinking to myself, like, what the bloody hell is he doing with a KitchenAid? And he doesn't, like, cook? Something doesn't add up.
For like maybe a couple like 30 seconds, a minute or so, and then we're going to go ahead and get back into the steak situation. So I have three things that I put on my steaks. Let's go ahead and talk about them. This is Worcestershire sauce. The reason why I do this is because my dad does this. They were out of the Kraft Worcestershire sauce, which is like literally like way cheaper. So I had to buy this shit. It's all the same. Who gives a fuck?
Okay. So, Liam Perrins. Technically, Liam Perrins was bought out by Kraft, if I'm not mistaken, years ago. So it is actually Kraft. It doesn't matter. You're using Kraft. It may be that Kraft has their own signature brand as well, as possible, but it is actually owned by Kraft today. So it's just one of those things. It can be a little expensive, and if anyone is wondering what it is, it's actually anchovy sauce. So it's made with fermented anchovies and some other spices and ingredients. It's a very good sauce. It's a sauce that you don't normally use a lot unless you're going to be making certain dishes or if you're going to be making, let's say, Caesar dressing. Okay? This sauce is used in the process of making Caesar. So if you're going to make Caesar, you need it. If not, well, you're not going to use it. And if you need a fish sauce, I wouldn't recommend this because, what would I recommend? What is the name of it? I forget the name. The brand that Uncle Roger uses all the time, the Thai brand of fish sauce. I have it too. It's downstairs. I forget the name of it. But in any case, it's a really, really, really good brand. Okay? It's a good fish sauce. And fish sauce I go through quite a bit. This, yes. The difference is that Liam Perrins is not just like fermented anchovies. It is actually, it has other flavors to it, other flavor profiles. So if you don't want it, it's best to, best to substitute it with something else. And personally, I don't use it with steak. I mean, personally, if I have a steak, it depends on where I'm having it. But if I fancy barbecue sauce, I'll go with barbecue, or I may go with chimichurri, or I may go with moa picon or another salsa. So, well, let me know, guys. What do you like with your steaks? Do you like mayonnaise, which is also common over here, yeah? Or at least in France with the French fries? But Yeah, a lot of people don't like put the parents on their steak. Some people do, but me no. Also, H1 sauce. That's another one. HP sauce. Is it HP? H1. One of them.
And so also, this is steak seasoning. Salt Lick is a place here in Austin. I went there one time for
Yes, Ian. Yes. Mayonnaise, well, not on the steak, but mayonnaise as a side with the steak. So, like, okay, when you normally, if you get an entrecôte in France, it depends on where. The French use mayonnaise a lot more than ketchup with French fries and with food. So, normally with your steak or whatever, it doesn't mean that you use it for the steak, but people can if it's a little dry and it's mayonnaise. So if you, in other words, if you go to France and you ask for ketchup, they're gonna know you're an American. Okay? It's one of those things that people don't eat ketchup in France a lot. Yes, squid bran. I think that was it. Yes, yes, you're right. Squid bran. That's the name of it. It has a squid on it. Yeah. Well, calamari. Let's see. James, all I put on my steak is black pepper and garlic. Well, that's fine. Black pepper and garlic works too. That's very good, actually. Black pepper and garlic. It's tasty. Like a black peppercorn sauce is delicious on a steak. Oof. Absolutely beautiful. I should make some. I like it. I need to get some peppercorns.
some fucking thing, and it was pretty good. So I decided to get the steak seasoning. Steak seasoning is pretty good, and also we get lemon pepper. And so those three things, those are that's the steak ingredients. So now, as you can see, I was gonna say, as you can see, you can't see it because I'm too lazy. I don't want to put it over here. But yeah, there's like fucking butter in like the pan and shit, right? And so
Now, see, this is one of those things that with a cooking video, I have to move the camera. I know that when he made this, he just made it late at night. He had one camera or maybe his phone and he didn't care. That's fine. But when I'm doing a video, I have to take the camera. It takes a lot of time to make a cooking video, a lot more than what people think. And in Indonesia, a lot of people eat steak with chili sauce. Ooh, that's actually good. I'd eat it with chili sauce, definitely.
every time that I cook a steak, so like you know how like women take pictures of like their food. You know, like you go on Instagram and it's like some girl, she's taking a picture of her food again. I'm a man. I don't do that. But I do take pictures of every single steak that I cook. I cook the exact same steak every single time. And I take a picture of it at the end. That way I remember how good it was.
Okay, so that starts a whole conversation, doesn't it? All right, so if anyone can tell me, yeah, are you the person that takes photos when you go to a restaurant of your food? See or no? I mean, come on. If I go to a Michelin star restaurant, I'm going to take some photos. This, yes, because it's not something that you do all the time. If I go to the local deli or like Burger King, not Burger King, but you know what I mean. If I go to a normal restaurant or a normal place, I don't take photos. I don't. And it's not because it's a no-no. It's just because sometimes you don't want to be like interrupted. I mean, it's like you get your food, right? And I know that some people that will spend a long time with the camera and they'll just keep taking photo after photo after photo, pose after pose, and after a while everything gets a little cold. So unless it's like a Michelin place or something like really really nice, I don't do it. Not saying it's a bad thing though, it isn't. Crimson, I post my cooking pictures on James's Discord. Yeah, so if anyone wants to join Discord, be sure to do so. I have the link, I think. No, I do. I have a link. One moment. I'll give it to you guys. 1 second. There we go. There we go. And there we go. Well, and there we go. Right. And if anyone has just joined and they're wondering why I'm a little quiet, I'm having issues with my chat in OBS. So I don't have any chat in OBS right now. I can't see anyone. Nothing. I don't know why, but something happened and I can't see anything. Wait a minute. Now I can. Bloody hell. It fixed itself. See? It fixed itself. Guys, if you can, please type something just to let me know. Because I think it fixed itself. Well, that one didn't, but at least one of them did. Nope. Still has an issue. Okay. So for some reason, Stream Elements is repeating the same thing again and again when people type. Muy bien. Ay, ay, ay. Okie dokie. Pues, let's continue.
So let's begin.
Hmm.
We've got a steak right here. This is a good one. Oh yeah. So it's not a big one. This is a nice little small meal. I'm about 6'3" or so, and I don't know if we want to double up on steaks today or not.
Asmon's 6'3"? Really? Well, he does seem quite tall, doesn't he? With the door jam. Well, it's possible that he's 6'3". Well, I mean, for somebody that's 6'3", me personally, I'm not 6'3". I'd have more than one of those steaks because that steak looked a little thin. I mean, you know, it's that thin when you start cooking it. Trust me, it'll be thinner when you finish with it. Hey guys. Hi everyone. Oh, thank you very much, Legends. Thank you. Yeah, the kitchen door will be about 7'2". Yeah, I know. Yeah, I forget how tall the kitchen doors are normally in the US. Here, I don't even know how tall some of the doors are here. The measurements are different over here, especially here in Spain. Nothing is like the same. Yeah? Nothing. Bloody hell. The manual counter? Do you see the manual? I think I see the manual counter. I think I do. I think so. Hey guys. Welcome everybody that's new. Hi guys. Death Lord. I saved my bacon grease by dumping it down the kitchen sink. You know, I would only do that if I was staying at somebody's house I didn't like. Yeah, I wouldn't do that to my own sink. I mean, in the end, you're gonna have to clean it somehow. At least with bacon grease, you can pour a little bit of hot water down the pipes. But that too, a lot of people say isn't good, but I do it anyway. It fixes it. Yeah, I know. Well, I think a lot of people need this is what happens when a lot of people do this. They need plumbers' help, don't they? He seasoned his cutting board, didn't he? No, 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 no. He didn't season his cutting board. This isn't Adam Ragusia. No. And Adam, if we see a video of Adam, we could review a video of Adam. He does season his cutting board, and if none of you have seen that, it is super, super, super strange. I've never seen it. Really. I mean, I shouldn't say never. I have seen some chefs like Ramsay season the meat while on the cutting board, but not season the cutting board and then on a plastic cutting board and then taking the beef tenderloin or whatever and then rolling it, which is fine. But he also took, what did he take? I think he took rosemary as well and was chopping it on the cutting board and then laying it out, rubbing it into the board. I don't do that. I don't rub all the flavor into the board because you don't want the flavor on the board. You want the flavor in the food. And I also don't do that with plastic cutting boards because I don't want little plastic bits. I mean, I still use plastic cutting boards when dealing with like butchering or anything, but I don't want plastic bits in my food. So, you know, it's one of those things. It's important to Mia. It's important to season the microplastic shavings to make it worth the health impact. Yeah, yeah, I know. Huh? I know. All that news is coming out now that plastic cutting boards are bad for you. And you know the sad thing is that the majority of restaurants use plastic cutting boards. That's how it is. So it's one of those things. It's like, is every single restaurant going to change? Because the issue is that a lot of places, especially in the US, they can't. They can't change. They have to use plastic cutting boards because that's what the health department says. And the reason why is that the reason why they can't use wood is that bacteria and food can get stuck in the pores in the wood or in the grooves. The bacteria can fester. You can't put this another thing that you can't do. You can't put plastic cutting boards in the dishwasher at, let's say, 180 Fahrenheit degrees. Otherwise, the cutting boards will warp or they'll break, they'll crack, whatever. So because of this, a lot of people, well, a lot of like health departments won't allow it. And it's not something that I'm for. I mean, if I could use wood, I'd use wood because I prefer it. It's better for the knives. Don't pour fats or oil down the sink. Google fat burgers and sewage. Yeah, I know. No, I know. It's not good pouring fat and grease and everything down the sink. It isn't. In the restaurants, normally when they pour grease and everything down the sinks, they have what's called a grease trap. So it's a little box where the pipe goes into all the water and the slush and everything else, and it collects the majority of the grease.
This is definitely a smaller size steak. It's fine. If I'm hungry later on, I'll just eat another cookie. And so this is, yeah, we'll just go ahead and go with this steak right here. I stab the steak a little bit, get a little, that way I get this shit in there on the steak. So I'm gonna go ahead and take you guys, I'm gonna move you a little bit over here. And so you gotta shake this bitch up, right? And the reason you do that is because on the back of the bottle it says to do it. And so next thing, go ahead and...
I love the oven cleaner that's right there. You see that bottle? This is best if you don't leave it on the counter. You don't want to poison yourself. I mean, it's not that you are going to do it. It's a low possibility, but it's just like one of those things. Chemicals underneath, the food on top. It's just force a habit.
Open this up, and I'll show you guys what we're doing here. We get this. Oh, I'm fucking up. So you guys messed me up. I gotta do these first. I think the seasoning's better. Now it's cooking, and I'm getting stressed out.
I would actually like to see Asmon go to a real kitchen one day and cook. And you know what? He's in Texas. He could do a collaboration with Joshua. Oh, that would be a collaboration, wouldn't it? Because both of them have long hair. Yeah, one's a chef, one's a streamer. That would be a collaboration. I am Speedy Alex. Golden content? Oh, thank you. James, he's obsessed with stabbing things. Is he really obsessed with that? Good advice, Painter. You spank the steak and not stab it. Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, if this was a Nick Giovanni video, he'd be slapping that steak. He'd be spanking it. He does with everything. I don't know why, but just does it for the views or something. He is an antisocial being, Felix. Yeah, well, I mean, not everybody likes to be around people. Yeah, but let's see. Go sucker. Yeah, but Joshua wants energy in his videos and Asmon wouldn't give a flying F. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it is true. I mean, Joshua, he does put a lot of energy in his videos. He really does. But the thing is that he puts a lot of energy into the beginning. Then you see it in the editing. But during the cooking process, when he's making things like biryani or anything that take like 12 hours, you can't keep it up for that long. But he does over voice his videos. So I do it. I should probably copy Joshua's method. It's a little easier to do because the method that I do with my recipe videos is actually explaining as I cook, which for me is easier because if I want to explain something just off the cuff, I don't follow a script. I explain what I'm doing, on how I'm cooking or anything. With Joshua's method, it's a little easier to have like a script that you follow, and then you can explain what you want in the video. You have more flexibility. See. Oh, thank you for subbing, guys. Thank you very much. If anyone's new, welcome. Yeah, we're watching Asmongold make his viral steak, which right now he's going to be putting some seasoning on it of some sort.
Oh fuck. Okay. All right. So I put this on the
Ooh.
steak. There we go. All right. Good. Oh my god. It's okay. All right. All right. So then
That's black pepper. I think that was the black pepper. It's hard to see with the video quality. That's a lot of pepper, though. Oof. That's a lot. Bloody hell, that's a lot.
we get the lemon pepper, and this
More.
Izzy taught me how to make a steak, but I don't know if she'll like my own little things I put on. All right. So did I shake this one? I don't remember.
Yeah, give it a shake. Well, I mean, honestly, to be honest, if you do shake it, it's not an issue. It's just if you're gonna shake it with the bottle cap on, not with the bottle cap off, because then you may have issues. Hmm? So it's just one of those little hints, tips. Yeah, pepper steak. No, it is. I am Speedy. Yeah, it's a pepper steak. It's not a problem having a pepper steak. You can make one if you want. Ivan, I also shake it. Yeah, no, it is. I mean, sometimes if the bottle has sat for a long time, you want to give it a little bit of a mix. That's fine. But do it with the cap on, not with the cap off. And I'll tell you, if you want to mess with somebody, yeah, when somebody's going to pour anything like the spices or anything on the steak, if you take the lid and you untighten it just enough to where it's still on there, and then they go to shake, the whole bottle cap will come off, and then, the whole bottle will pour into whatever you're mixing. It's as if you want to mess with people. I'm devious. Yeah, I used to do this as a kid. I used to do this to my dad. Marinate your steak in a little bit of steak. Yeah, I know. Oh, marinate your pepper in a little bit of steak. Yeah, Mia, definitely. Or you could just make peppercorn sauce with it. It's not an issue. And peppercorn sauce is good.
Okay, so anyway, we'll put this on. I don't think I shook it. So then, there you go. There's the steak. Oh, wow, what a good steak. And so, then after that, obviously, you got to turn the bitch over. And so what you do there is you turn it. Oh, shit. So you turn it. Fuck. Okay. All right. No, we're good. We're good.
Now, technically, as you can see with this steak, if I go to split, no, you can't see it in that. All right, we'll leave it like this. Since it's so thin, it's going to cook super quickly. So you don't need to cook it for that long. If you want to get a bit of color on this, you have to get the pan super hot, like very hot before you even put it in the pan, because as soon as you're going to put the steak in the pan, it drops the temperature. Keep in mind, the steak was also in the fridge, so it has to come up to temp. So that's if you want color. If you don't care about it and it looks like the steak is boiled, that's fine. You can just boil it as he's doing. That's not an issue. But if you want to add a little extra flavor, this will help. And James, the steak is so thin you can read a recipe book through it. Yeah, you could. No, it is. It's thin. This is why I'm saying it's a beef steak, because beef steaks over here are paper thin, or a little thinner than this, actually. Yeah. Is that how the pepper falls off? Yeah, Nancy. So, well, not the pepper technically. I mean, you can do this with anything. You could do it with the soap. You can do it in the shower. You can do it with anything. Just unscrew the cap enough to where it's still on there, but when they go to pour it, it just falls off. It works. Trust me. I mean, if any of you guys are like under 12 and you want to be a little mischievous with your brothers and sisters, do it. It's fun. Or if you want to torment somebody. Mm-hmm. Yeah, unless you have strong pepper quality. Yeah, well, it depends too on the black pepper. Some of the black pepper, this is also true. Normally when you buy like black pepper that has been pre-crushed, it loses its potency after a while. When you use freshly grinded like black pepper, it's a lot sharper, it's a lot like spicier. So this is why a lot of chefs use freshly cracked black pepper instead of using the pre-cracked stuff because it dies after a while. That white stuff, that white James, that white stuff coming out is saline added to bulk the steak's weight up. Is it? Nah, I mean, I'm not an expert on what they do with the processing of meat, but normally I thought that was just like the myoglobin and everything, the proteins that's coming out. Our lovely chef is pretty in so many ways. Well, if you mean me, thank you. If you mean Asmongold, well, he needs to clean up a little bit. I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't go for an interview looking like this. And if you are going to go for an interview, I would suggest getting a haircut and shaving a little bit.
We're good. So I'm gonna keep this one down just for a minute. Now, sometimes we're gonna go for. I usually put a little bit more of this right here, and we got. Oh, that's the wrong one. We're gonna get a little bit more on there.
Oh my goodness!
And I know some people are gonna think that I only eat my steaks medium. Sorry, not medium rare. I get steaks medium to medium well at restaurants, but at home I only cook steaks well done. The reason for that is because I'm paranoid. I don't want to eat something that's bad. Oh man, that's a good ass fucking steak, man. And so anyway, you get it in a pan, you get all those sauces on it, and you just really have yourself a good time.
All right, so that means that he doesn't trust his own cooking, so he cooks it super well done, just to make sure that it's done. With a steak, Asman, if you do see this, I mean, he probably won't, but in any case, if you do, to be honest, once you sear the top and you cook a steak like this just for a few minutes, it's done, pretty much. I mean, you don't need to really worry about it. The other thing that you could do, you could invest in, Asman, is actually buying like a thermostat, like a laser thermostat, a thermometer, I should say, not thermostat, thermometer. I'm thinking another thing. Use a laser gun, and that way you can actually tell what temp the meat is. So it's easy, because if you use an old analog thermometer with this, it's so thin that you won't be able to check the temp. It's redundant. It's not going to work. Use the finger method. Yeah, I know. Mia, you do not want to try to cook a steak like that medium. It won't be nice. Yeah, no. I mean, this type of steak is so thin that, quite honestly, I mean, you just need to like sear both sides, and it's pretty much done. It's not one of those things that takes forever, like 10, 20 minutes to cook.
I'll have to take a picture of this one after the video. And so anyway, let me put this back on and talk a little bit more about some of the things that I do. How are we doing? Yeah, we're doing good. And so anyway, so basically I take the steak and I just put it back on the pan up and down. I gotta shit. Okay, so I'll probably have to like, it's probably too hot. Just a minute. It's
Okay, so if you are going through this process and you're cooking like a lot and you have a lot going on, it's not an issue to take the pan off the heat. Just leave it or turn the heat down. Okay, I think he's acting maybe a little bit, or maybe he's not, because it is 1 in the morning. So now listening to Asmongold's background music reminds me of medieval music. Yeah, I know. It does, doesn't it? It really does. Mia, I don't remember who it was, but some other YouTuber reviewed this and was like, we cook this in Brazil all the time. They're great. Ah, you know who I think it was, Mia? I think it was Guga. No, because Chef Brian, and I know Brian, but Brian did a collab with Guga in Florida, and they recreated Asmon's steak, and Asmon reviewed that video. Huh? He reviewed it. Yeah, it was Guga. Okay, good. Good to know. So, yeah, it was Guga. And I didn't watch the video, but I think from what everyone was saying was that at the end it wasn't bad, which no, I don't think it's going to be bad. But if you compare this steak to like a beef tenderloin, it's not going to be the same thing. I mean, you're going to pay a lot more for the beef tenderloin than you would for this. The quality is going to be a lot better. Yeah, it was Guga. Yeah, yeah. No, it's good. Yeah? Good memory. Josh and Josh. Ah, yeah, Joshua and Guga did they recreate it or did they react to it? Because Guga does reaction videos too. Josh doesn't do reactions. He just does cooking. Apocalypse, love watching your videos. It's quite entertaining. I can't cook nor like cooking, mostly because of cleanup. But I love watching chefs, but could never be one because I'm such a picky eater and seafood, which I hate, which is most trend to make. Yeah, I know it is. No, I know. Don't worry. I know what you mean, Apocalypse. It's the same thing. I don't like cleanup, but it's like one of those things you have to do it. So if you have to do it, it's how it is, especially with work. Yeah, Guga and Brian recreated it. Okay, so then it was Joshua and Guga that probably reacted. James, I'm a seafood eater with the C as an SEE. Haha, yeah, funny. Yeah. I know. We have a lot of we can do that in English, can't we? The reaction video might be a good candidate for a reaction. Mia, I don't know though. But this is the thing. So, Mia, get this. I reacted to this video like what, 3 years ago? And Asmongold didn't react, and a lot of people were saying, "Oh, be careful, he's going to react to this." Never happened. No. And I mean, hey, let me check real quick. Is he on Twitch? Like, can I check? Let me see if I can check Twitch right now. Oh, he's off. He's not on right now. Okay. Well, in any case, it would be interesting to see him streaming live while we're reviewing him streaming. That'd be pretty funny.
It happens sometimes. Oh wow, what a steak! And so, just a minute.
Holy cow, that is a big Ziploc bag, isn't it? Golly, look at the size of that thing. I don't think I've ever seen a Ziploc bag that big. I guess I left before they started making the extra, extra large sizes.
One time I tried to make something else that wasn't a steak. Now I only make steaks. I'll put this back in the refrigerator. The only thing I have in the refrigerator is cake. I get cakes at the grocery store and I eat them. So the steak's pretty.
Oh my gosh. All right, that is not a healthy diet. Yeah, and I'm not a nutritionalist, so you don't need to take my advice, but as a chef, I know that that's not a healthy diet. That sugar and just steak is not healthy. You need something a little more balanced. I mean, you don't have to eat like veggies every day if you don't want to, but they are good for you. They do help. Yeah, no, I mean, personally speaking, that's right, Felix. I don't get to eat sweet things daily. Yeah, no, I mean, personally, I don't eat sweet things daily. I try not to. And Cami, nutritionalist, yeah, nutritionist. I can't wait to try them out. Yeah. Hey guys, I'm glad that you could see me live, huh? This is only what? This is the fourth time that I've done it live. So we're still trying to figure everything out, having a little bit of like issues with the chat with OBS. So it's okay. I probably have to end the stream and restart it if I want everything to work properly, which I'm not going to do because we're already halfway through it. But in any case, if you do have any questions or comments, guys, then that's it. Let's try to type. That's fine. Let me know as well. Type something if you want me to answer. I'll try to see it in the chat, but I can't promise that I'll see it because right now I have to go to each and every single chat to see something, to see what you're typing. Like each and every individual one. It's a bit of a pain. Chef James and Asmon making food together. Yeah, I know. That would be interesting, huh? That would be an interesting thing. I don't know. I mean, if anyone knows Asmon or if anybody is his follower and you like talk to him, let him know that I have a few reactions and that I'm willing to do collabs or anything. I'm up for it. I don't care. I mean, we can talk about something else. We don't have to talk about food, but it's quite easy to talk about food, no? No politics. We don't have to talk about that. We can talk about other things. Games, eh? Games we can talk about.
Pretty much fucking done at this point. The good thing about these steaks is that I get them and I cook them about the same time that the potato is getting microwaved. So this is a good quick meal. Now, usually I eat steaks about 6 times a week, with like one day being Chipotle.
Ah.
Actually, that's not true. Maybe 2 days being Chipotle. Some days that I do have Chipotle and a steak at the same time. Oh yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, so I'm a pretty tall guy. I'm like 140, 145.
He eats Chipotle twice a week. Golly, you know, the last time that I was at Chipotle, it's not cheap. It's expensive. Yeah, that's pretty expensive there. Apocalypse, like modern day Tom Green. Yeah. Anyone, Apocalypse, anyone know him? This can't be real. Well, I don't know. It may be. It may be real. I mean, it is real. He's actually cooking it. Nancy, my doctor forbid me from eating green veggies due to chronic illness. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. The last 6 months felt so bad to me, but I have no choice. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Nancy. I'm sure that the doctor probably told you to eat more protein, no? Because I have a family member with the same thing that technically she can't eat any veggies. She should just eat protein, but she doesn't like protein. She just wants to be a vegetarian. So it's a little difficult. He is trans. He's a multimillionaire. He can afford it. Yeah, no, he can afford it. I know he can. But I mean, if he's spending less than $2 or $2 on a steak, and then he's going to spend what, 15 to maybe $20 on one meal in Chipotle, it's a bit of a, it doesn't even itself out there. I mean, you're going to be spending 20 times more going to Chipotle. You might as well just buy other things at the grocery store that even ready to eat food that doesn't cost you that much.
I'm getting a little fat, to be honest.
Huh.
I don't eat a lot of food.
No, I'll tell you what it is. It's all the cake. That's what it is. Cake and cookies. like you said. Yeah, it happens. Especially if you don't exercise, you don't like burn the calories, and if you don't eat a lot of protein, it'll happen.
Basically, I'm not a big food eater, so this might not seem like a big meal to you, but to me, this is delicious and it's great. Um, the reason why I like steaks so much is because of the fact that I just think that they taste really good.
Hmm.
I'm actually really glad that they're easy to make, because if they weren't easy to make, I would never eat them. Until I like it. Well, sometimes they'll take me out for like a business dinner.
All right, so if they weren't easy to make, you wouldn't make it. Well, a lot of things can be easy to make, though. I mean, even chicken at the end, you can buy the pre-portioned strips and everything, chicken tenders, and make them. It's not hard. And even if you wanted to do like some deep frying or some fried chicken, it's not hard. It's easy. Actually, fried chicken would sound good right now. Speaking about it, I love fried chicken. Prime, this guy sounds depressingly lazy. Yeah, he is. Well, I mean, he streams all the time. So, I don't know. Has to be a little boring sometimes. Davo, I don't agree with this comment. Steak requires a safe temperature to eat it safely. It does. Well, I wouldn't say though that it's difficult though to make steak, Davo. It's not difficult. It's actually quite easy. It's more difficult to probably cook fish than steak. This, yes, especially if you want to cook it at like a perfect temp. But no, it's not that difficult to make. Eggs are easy, as a matter of fact. So if you want to do, like something with eggs, it's super, super easy.
And you order like a $200 steak and it's on the company card, so fuck them. But besides that, I mean, we're talking about $7 steak packs on a daily basis. Usually I go to the grocery store, I get steaks, I get potatoes, I get cookies. Oh yeah, there's these new Dr. Peppers that have like real sugar in them. They're pretty good, so I get those too.
I haven't had a Dr. Pepper in years. Like over here, it doesn't exist. Oh, it probably does, but it's not popular. Coca-Cola is the most popular thing. Coca-Cola and Fanta. That's also very popular. And if anyone doesn't know what Fanta is, think of like a bubbly, like orange type drink. Very bubbly, carbonated. S-Docs, hi. Hi, guys. Anyone new? Welcome. Yeah? We're almost done with the stream. Yeah, well, Fanta, I don't drink any sugary drinks though, guys. Yeah, seriously, it's like Fanta. No, I haven't had a Fanta for a long time. And it depends. Not every country. Well, Fanta is not the same color, I should say, in every country. It isn't. It's a little strange. Also, for Coca-Cola, the ingredients in Coca-Cola in the US are not the same ingredients as the Coke here. If I'm not mistaken, I haven't seen a ingredient list for a while, but I think the Coke ingredients here, Coca-Cola, is that it contains like real sugar. It's not high fructose corn syrup. So it does make a difference. But personally, I drink water probably more than anything. I mean, I drink beer sometimes, but I don't drink a lot. And well, alcohol, I should say. And wine and everything I have occasionally. But especially when it's like summer, maybe I walk on gas or like carbonated water, which is also popular, like San Pellegrino, something. It's easy. It's also healthier too. It's also less calories.
And that's about all I get at the grocery store. Sometimes I get the there's like this. Let me see if I can show you guys. Do I have any? Yeah, I do. So This is also one of my special snacks. Um, Basically, I have Best Buy April 2022. Okay.
What is that yogurt?
So we're going to throw these.
Is that frost? Is that frost on the yogurt? When did that come out? When was this? This had to be like, what, 5 years ago? Frost on the yogurt. You should get some, and it's flavored yogurt too, strawberry and blueberry. You should get some Greek yogurt. It's good too. It's tasty. I mean, best before 2002 checks out. Here, Fanta is red? Really? Is it really where you are? Wow. Eat steak and brush your teeth. You need to exercise your jaw. Yeah, I know. Well, yeah, except with steak, you don't burn a lot of calories when you're eating. You burn more calories when you're walking. You burn a lot of calories walking. I mean, if you work like 16 hours in a day, you'll notice you lose a lot of weight fast. Mm. I'm just checking all the chats right now, guys, if anyone's wondering. I haven't like gone quiet on you for a reason, okay? There we go. And uh, if anyone has any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Let's see, Apocalypse. I thought that Fanta had different flavors. It does. It does have different flavors, but I don't know. I mean, I don't buy a lot of it, so I don't really know. So in Finland, we have mango Fanta. Really? Lemon Fanta? Ooh, interesting. Mango Fanta. That has to be tasty, no? With the mango? I think it would be. You burn more calories while playing games. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, if you're working, when you work like 16 hours a day, you do burn a lot of calories.
Away. Anyway, so yeah, these are like yogurt things, and it has like strawberry and blueberry, and it's frozen. I've never seen the movie. Anyway, let's go ahead and just put this back. So the steak is pretty much done. So if you want to take a look, I'll show you the steak. This looks like a good ass fucking steak. So you take a look at this. Look at it. You can literally see it's like steaming. It's emanating power.
It's a thin steak. Look at it.
Out from its edges. So you have that. That's obviously a steak. This is going to be a delicious steak. I can't wait to eat this one. So
That is thin enough, literally, to wrap something else in it. Like, seriously. That's as thin as bacon. That's what it looks like. That is a thin steak. Not only that, but it doesn't look, I have to admit, and I remember it from when I last reviewed it, it doesn't look that pleasant. I mean, it doesn't mean that it's not going to taste bad. It's just, it doesn't look pleasant at all. My grandma would make minute steaks. Really? Your grandma would make steaks in a minute? It's pretty fast. Ivan, in my house, this goes to my dog. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Growing up, this would have gone to my dogs as well. They get the cheap steaks and we eat the nice ones. Now you understand my comment about beef jerky? Yeah, I know. I know it does look like it, doesn't it? A little bit like beef jerky. Yes, it does. And somebody on TikTok has given me 3 diamonds. Thank you guys. I don't know what they are, but I appreciate it. I can't really see everything going on at the same time. So if you do donate or you do anything, super chat or anything, I appreciate it. And I will try to get to your comments, but it's taking me a little bit of time because OBS is having some issues. Yeah, but in any case, to be very honest, this steak kind of looks sad. I mean, you go back and see it. Oops. That looks sad. That's a sad steak. It does. I mean, you could make a bunch of memes out of this. That is... It looks like a wet shoe. I mean, honestly, it just doesn't look nice. I'm not saying it doesn't taste good. It could. It could taste perfectly fine. I mean, I've had things that don't look good that actually tasted really good. But it just looks like something that you would give the dog. Really. And the pan, yeah, I know. Kingra, yeah, I know. The pan is like burnt to a crisp. So, there we go. That's a lovely photo. That pan is burnt. Like, burnt. And that is all the Liam Perrins and all the other stuff that he added to the pan. It's caramelized. Wow, it's gone past caramelization.
That's obviously a steak. This is going to be a delicious steak. I can't wait to eat this one. So I was watching an anime, and I saw it because I got Crunchyroll because I wanted to watch Fist of the North Star, and I'm a big JoJo fan, and heard it was inspired by that.
I don't know what he's talking about. I mean, I know what anime is. I don't know who JoJo is. I don't know what any of this is because I don't watch anime. Why? No, that's a lie. I saw the anime series on Netflix, the popular one. What was it? One Piece. That was it. I did see it. All right. If they make another one, will I watch it? Probably. But am I going to watch anime all the time? No, it's not my like forte. Yeah, the live action One Piece, James. I saw that on Amazon, what, last year? No, it's been a year that it's been out. James, Chris, you should watch Cyberpunk Edge Runners. Okay. Well, you don't mean, Chris, the game, no? Because I have Cyberpunk the game. I haven't finished it. I bought it when it first came out and just had so many bugs that I never finished it. Miranda, to clean that, fill it with water and boil it on the stovetop. Yeah, no, that's a good tip. That is a good tip. You need to be able to clean that. You could also get a scouring pad, like steel wool or something.
Oh fuck. So anyway, I had that, and so I saw this. Fucking anime. It was called my stepmom's daughter's my ex, and I watched the first episode. I watched the first episode as a meme.
What is he watching? So seriously? What the hell is he watching? Yeah, I know. No, don't worry. Don't worry, guys. I'm not joking, okay? But it's like, what the bloody hell is he watching? My gosh. I don't think it's PG. This is what I don't think. Well, this is what I do think. I don't think it's PG. It doesn't sound PG.
And I'm on episode 7 now.
did that come from? I mean, he was talking about this and he just randomly brings that up and then he ended it. I'm on episode 7 by now. What was this?
Put this stuff away, and I try to put the stuff that I'm not using away. There's no real reason for that. It's just that it's a pain in the dick to use the microwave if there's something in the way. Yeah, that's basically about it.
All right, organization is good. If you need to organize, it's not an issue. Yeah, I know. Yeah, James, I know. That's exactly it. He was talking about something. He probably forgot that he was on a platform that he shouldn't be talking about this. uh, that's the Norman unpopular anime catalog. Yeah, well, again, I don't watch it. I never grew up watching it. I grew up watching Scooby-Doo. So, that was very popular back in the 90s. Scooby-Dooby-Doo and Yogi Bear and all those cartoons. Dogs prefer undercooked meat over overcooked. It depends. I know some dogs that don't like undercooked meat. Vermont Cheddar. He has rats that do security on his pantries. Maybe. Cyberpunk, Chris, Cyberpunk playthrough stream coming in the future? Maybe, but the problem with Cyberpunk is that it's very taxing on my PC. Like, really, really taxing. Like, right now, I don't know if you can hear the fan or anything going, but we wouldn't be. Well, I have to probably do this closer to when the temperatures cool down outside so I can open the window. But I don't think it would be a very easy thing. Like some of the things that I play, I notice this that with some of the games they're very optimized and others they're not. With Kingdom Come 2, or no, sorry, Kingdom Come, what is it? Kingdom Come 3, right? No, wait, one moment. Kingdom Come, well, in any case, what's the name of it? Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, that's it. That game is super, super well optimized. Like my PC has never run so efficiently with playing an RPG. Never. It's like an excellent game. Not only that, but the graphics, I was running on Ultra. They're beautiful graphics, especially when it's the first playthrough. It was beautiful to play that game. Like the landscapes were beautiful. All right, good, Chorizo. Thank you for telling me that you don't hear the fan because I have it up a little bit right now. Like a PS4. Yeah. No, I don't play PlayStation. I used to have one when it first came out. I think it was a PS. I think it was the first PlayStation. Maybe it was the second. That was back in like the late 90s. I still remember that.
And so now I have paper plates right in front of me, and these are, let's see, these are the high quality. People ask me like, what do you do now that your stream does well and you make money? These paper plates, there's only like 30 of them, and it was like $5. So these are the hard, real. These are the steak paper plates. These are the paper plates I eat steak off of. So you get the.
If anyone's wondering, that's the easy way on cleaning dishes. Just buy paper plates and toss it. Now, if you don't want to clean, that's what you do. Or if you go camping.
Paper plate here. You put the steak right there on the plate, and then let's get the fucking potato. So you put the potato right here, also on the plate. And do I have a knife? Oh yeah, I need to get another knife.
That potato looks a little wrinkled, doesn't it? It's like it just, it has too much skin right now. That's what it looks like.
I'm running out of battery on my phone because I didn't charge my phone, and my phone's also running out of memory. So this video is going to have to be over kind of soon because I also want to eat the steak. And so I'm going to just cut this bitch open real quick just so you guys can see what we're all about.
Oh my goodness, that potato looks sad. It looks spongy. Like you saw this when he was cutting it with his knife. It deflated. Yeah, it did, didn't it? Just like a balloon. It deflated. I mean, this is why if you need to cook a potato quickly, you can easily put it in the microwave for a few minutes, but then finish it in the oven. And the microwave can start the cooking process. But if you cook something fully in the microwave after a few minutes, I mean, I'm sure a lot of you have tried this and you know that if you put any proteins in the microwave after a few minutes, it's rubber. Like, I've eaten some really, really, really tough chicken when I was a kid. Yeah, the microwave chicken, not good. This is when my dad was working and he couldn't make dinner at home.
And so you cut that potato open. That's a good fucking looking potato. Oh man, look at that. And so you see this right here. This is what we eat pretty much every day. I've never gotten sick.
That looks to me to not be enough food. Like, to be honest, the steak portion it's not enough, personally. Having a potato is fine, but I would add more protein, and I would add some veg. So asparagus, but something green. I know that he doesn't like it. That's fine if you don't want to eat veggies. But to me, that is just super, super, super little. Too little. It's not enough on the plate. Yeah, but I do have to admit that fork that he has in his hand is a nice fork. I think it's a silver fork. I agree, Chorizo, yeah? No, the potato needs a little bit, baking bits and sour cream. Maybe some chives on top. Or even some cheddar cheese. Oof. Yeah, I love baked potato. As a matter of fact, you know what? Maybe tonight I'll make a baked potato. Maybe. That is not metal. Oh, that is not meal blade. Yeah, no, I mean, it's not enough. Personally, for me, it isn't. Hey guys, welcome. Personally, for me, it's not enough. I wouldn't be like, I would eat more, personally.
I've never had I've never gotten sick after eating a steak. I've never felt bad after eating a steak. I'm a simple man. I live a simple life. I like steak and fucking potato. And I don't care if it's a cheap steak, it's a good fucking steak.
Wasn't there a song? Like, yeah, I'm a simple man. I remember that. What was the name of it? Who sang it? It's an 80s song, if anybody remembers. And that was a little before my time, yeah? Well, not 89, but I was a baby. Leonard Skinner. Aye, that's right. It was. Thank you. Working class. Yes, that was it. That was it. Thank you, guys. That was the song. It's a good song. It's not a bad song. I think he's referencing the song.
And it's good enough for me. So anyway, before I usually leave the kitchen area, this is the pan here.
Holy shit. Oh, that's scheisse. Where's the button? Where's the button? Here's the button. Hiya! That is bad. Look at that pan. Just to make that little steak, he destroyed the pan. I mean, look at it. My goodness. He burned it. He did a really good job on that pan. if you don't like your pans, if you don't like your equipment, that's fine. But if it's your only pan, you need to take care of it. But that is a nasty looking pan.
As you can see, it's dirty. So what we do is I just put water on it. And I do that because this makes it to where it's easy to get the stuff off. And then I just leave it on the counter until the next steak time, which will probably be tomorrow. So yeah, I wanted to share kind of what I'm doing and kind of how I make these steaks and everything. I know a lot of people ask about it. This was a method. Izzy taught me how to make steaks.
All right. Forgive my ignorance. I don't know who she is, but I think she's another streamer, no? Or maybe she's a friend. All right. And just so everybody, if anyone's wondering, the steak, which is in the background there, as he's rambling on talking, is this paper thin and it's getting cold. So by the time he eats, it's going to be cold. Everything.
And she probably will not be happy with some of the little twists that I put on it. But I think I'm doing great. And I also use A1 for my steaks.
Oh, yeah.
I've been using A1 for a long time. This one is empty. I left it down here to remind myself to get more A1. I have 4 more bottles upstairs, and I think one of them has actually isn't. No, there's 2 of them that are empty, and then there's 2 that are not. Because the other one is like a different kind of A1. Yeah. So anyway.
All right. So his bedroom is upstairs now in the house. He streams up there, so he has all the food up there in his bedroom. I've never been able to do this. I never ate in my room. Always had to eat in the kitchen. That paper plate is thicker than the steak blade. Yeah, I know it is, isn't it? Oh, Theo, thank you for the super chat. I apologize for if I didn't catch it earlier. Saw this chat earlier, but James reacts to Food Wars live. I'd have to be certain clips, but the ones from the competition, no context, pretext, purely as a non-biased judge. That's an option, huh? That's an option. And thank you for the super chat. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, no, it is an option. It may be a little complicated. It may be. Yeah, because I don't know how it is with some of these, with streaming, but normally when you upload a YouTube video, if it's like a actual like TV show or something, they won't allow you to do reactions or anything. You can't. So it's just one of those things. I mean, and I would love to react to some of Gordon Ramsay's like real kitchen, like nightmares and everything and food competitions, but if I can figure out how to do it, we'll do it. If not, that's how it is.
I use A1 with my steak. So anyway, guys, I wanted to do this video and kind of show you all how it's done by a steak master. Thank you so much for watching. I might do another one of these. Peace.
All right. Well, what did everyone think? Me personally, I don't think it was a bad steak. Okay? I don't think it was horrible and it tasted like, well, mierda, no? I don't think it tasted bad. But I do think that it was maybe not the best, okay? Chorizo, or you can react to the episodes re-uploaded that are flipped. Oh, maybe. That's an option. I haven't tried that. Thank you, Chorizo. Or Chorizo. Well, Brian, I'll try that, huh? James, overcooked, overspiced, and left to, so, no, wait. And left to go cold. Yeah, I know. Well, guys, personally speaking, I don't think it was a bad like video recipe. I mean, it's not. I think it's a little strange that the video's inverted because I mean, even when you look at his calendar or anything, everything is opposite, so it's inverted. And the last time it wasn't. Um, I mean, it wasn't bad. It's just that I don't think this is the only thing that he cooks in the house. So I don't know. I mean, and he did make a pizza video. So if anybody wants to see the reaction of Asmongold actually cooking this steak, then please check out my full review, which is only probably 20 minutes long. So if you don't want to watch the full, like, well, the live stream, that's fine. I already made the review a few years ago. You can go see that. And if anyone hasn't seen my pizza video review of him, which I did like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, it's on my YouTube channel. So be sure to check that out. I want to thank everyone for doing this today. I apologize because right now I am still having a bit of an issue. I have to go into each and every individual chat for everything. So YouTube twice because I'm doing shorts, Kick, Twitch, Facebook, and TikTok. And on TikTok and Facebook, I can't see the chat at all. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, honestly. In any case, guys, thank you very much. Let me know down below if you have any questions or comments in this video once we start streaming or in any other videos. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do on YouTube. And if you haven't followed yet, please do on Twitch. Or if you want to subscribe on Twitch, I'd be over the moon. I'd be very happy as well. It's not a problem. Or Kick as well. I mean, hey, if you want to subscribe to everything, please do. Just remember that subscriptions on YouTube are free. Subscriptions on Twitch are free if you have Prime for 1 month. So if you have Prime, you're more than welcome to subscribe. Well, you're more than welcome anyway. It doesn't matter, but it's free if you have Prime. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to go start dinner, and hopefully it will cool down a little bit. Oh, thank you, guys. I'm glad that it was a good stream. Personally, I feel a little bad, to be honest, because I don't like having little like issues and everything during the stream, like with the chat. But I know that it happens. At least we didn't lose our internet because, hey, that could happen. We had a power outage not that long ago, and if we, God forbid, but if that ever happened, everything would be off. So take care, everyone. If you are over here in Europe, hopefully you get to enjoy summer, or if you're in the US, and happy belated 4th of July to everybody in the US. I hope you had a good time. Thank you, guys. Everyone on Twitch, wait a minute, because I'm going to try to do a raid. Okay, so hold off on Twitch. And I'm going to try to do something. Just 1 second. What the hell? Okay, oh, sorry, guys. There's some really strange things coming up on Twitch, yeah? My goodness, there's some weird stuff. Okay, well, I don't know. Maybe we won't do a raid. Oh, there's some weird stuff. How do I pick? Who do I pick? I don't know any of these people. Sure. Okay. Well, in any case, guys, have fun. Take care, and I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Wait 1 moment.